let's finish off with this. So we've been in this kind of bear market slash, slightly bullish market for a little while now. But I think it's important, we talked earlier in the show about really preparing for what this bull cycle may give us, whether that is a blow off top in 2025 and Bitcoin itself doing a 2x from the last all-time high versus that left translated cycle theme. It would behoove us, I think, not to right now start talking about preparing for the bull market and what your plan is when we get to the top. Because one thing that I think that people forget, and we are going to forget, I mean, again, it's been bearish for so long now, is when we have these blow off tops in crypto, especially these altcoins, it is extremely short lived. Like you think about Hex in September of 2021, how many days was it over 50 cents? I mean, maybe you could even pull that up, Ewok, if you want to take a look, but it wasn't there for all that long of a period of time. It's actually similar to what, well, there's no point saying that, I guess, because now we have new lows technically for EHEX. But the point is, there's not really going to be that many days where we're actually at a top. So talk about, Ewok, the importance of having a plan. I know you've talked about this being a struggle for you in past cycles, different times in the markets, of actually trimming some off the top, if not all of it, whatever you're able to. If you're all staked out, obviously you can't necessarily do anything. But what ways would you want to be preparing for it? Because I think it would be very important to have targets based on what you're holding, whether that is Pulse, some other altcoins, Bitcoin or ETH or something like that. Figure out what points, what thresholds that if we do hit it, what market conditions would need to be met, and that can be up to you to start at least DCAing out of the market, if that's the way you want to go about it. How would you be looking to prepare for that? And talk about how quick we do hit those mania tops.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to have a plan and you have to stick to it. I'm the worst at taking profits. I hate parting with things for fear that it's going to go even higher. I'll be the first to admit it. But again, you have to, whenever you see those things happening, you have to have a plan and you have to stick to it so that you are able to, at certain levels, take a little bit off the table, because it is going to go back down. And whether you take some off the table doesn't mean you have to spend it. You're just taking profits. You may hold it until the next bear market, and you'll be in that much better shape for buying in even lower and increasing your position, if that's all you do. Now, you said, how long does it last? Well, these are daily candles, and there was only, so this is a bad example. This is Uniswap V2.
Yeah.
And I think it only shows it going to like 51, 52 cents right here.
Right.
Am I sharing my screen?
Yeah, I got it.
But either way, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back here we were at 36 cents 7 days before that.
Yeah,
so
that's insane.
And then, right after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you're starting back down at 45 cents. So 3 more days, you're down to 40 cents. And then it doesn't take long, and that top and bottom. And then after, a couple weeks or a week or so, you're down to 25, 26 cents.
Yeah.
So these things happen from this run. Let's just measure it from even the bottom of this one to the top. 43 days from 10 cents all the way up to 51. 43 days. 43 days. Yep. So, the majority of the move is going to happen in a very short period of time. And you can look at the same, even look at Bitcoin chart whenever that happens. Let's share this.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody who wasn't around in 2017, November, I guess that would have been December of 2017. That was over the course of, I don't even think it was a week, the run up to 20K.
Right.
I mean, it was crazy. It felt way quicker than that anyway.
Why is this? Let's go to a weekly chart here. I don't know what's going on with my Bitcoin chart. Anyway,
but the point remains. I mean, the point remains. It gets there quick, and you have to be prepared for it. And there's not a lot of days there. Do you have it there? Or is that the same?
No, this is back to the hex chart.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what happened to the Bitcoin chart.
But yeah, you have to. That's why there just has to be a plan in place, and you have to know percentage wise how much you're going to take out of the market at different times. Whether it's going to be, if you're going to go try to really time it and take quarters of your portfolio out or whatever. But yeah, it's just to remember, like, you're going to feel the opposite emotion that you do to whenever you don't buy the lows or you want to buy more or whatever it is. You're going to get that same kind of FOMO feeling of, if you sell some and it goes up another 10%, you're going to feel like you're an idiot and all this stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, look how far these things dropped. I mean,
sure.
We're talking about preparing for what Pulse Chain and this ecosystem can do to the upside of the bull market. Be ready for a 95% drawdown. Not saying it is going to happen, but
it could.
Why would it not? I mean, I certainly want to prepare for it. Even if at the very, you're getting an 80% drawdown like that. That's definitely going to happen in the next bear market for even Pulse Chain. So when you're thinking of it like that, selling, DCAing out of the market at the top, even if you don't hit the exact top or anything like that, you got to remember how much buying power that's going to get you in the next bear market. And it's a game of patience. It sucks. You're just going to have to watch the world totally burn for a year and, start DCAing back in.
And don't blow the money. That way, if you want to increase your position, that is. And remember, only one person's going to hit the actual top. So it's the person that sells a bunch at that point will hit the top. Everything else, get as close as you can. And that's why if you take a little bit out at different percentages, as it does go up, you'll be in a better spot to actually catch it a lot closer to that point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, never underestimate where this market can go. I mean, it's still, as much as we're talking about the gains diminishing, especially with Bitcoin over time, it's still more crazy than any other market in the world, especially if you're fully in altcoins like this. So
I'll never forget one of the best advice I was given is that when you start taking screenshots of your wallet every day, you might want to think about taking some profits.
Yeah. Honestly, I've seriously talked about using Twitter as a sentiment check. I think using yourself as a sentiment check is very good. I definitely think those are real things that you have to do. Like how I remember right now, the worst that I felt in this past bear market in 2022. I mean, it was basically at the lows when I think back, just thinking about like where my portfolio was, where things were, how my attitude was. It was basically there. So, so a lot of times those markers do definitely help. So